Well, that was a bit of a rush. I've actually just this moment switched on to go live and join the stream. That's how close it is to the wire
Literally.
tonight. Literally, yeah. The green light went on my camera just as Chris was saying 2, 1, and here we are. Monday night.
Me and Foxx have been
Monday.
arguing about who's going to do the talky bit, but now it's just Ted. So there we
Yeah,
go.
because you
Yeah,
can tell
it's
he's
me.
telling the truth because he's still wearing his pajama top.
Yeah, it's just still pajamas. Yeah, there's nothing on below here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Reflective
hopefully-
surfaces, beware.
Hopefully the camera mount doesn't release itself and start scrolling down. If I hear a scream, I'll know that the camera's moving. So, well, yes, welcome. As you can see, there's only 3 of us. But yeah, Colin is in hospital, having some things prodded and poked. We all wish him well, and he might be watching with lots of nurses around him because he's told them all about us. They want to see the real us. So yeah, that's it. So Colin, if you are watching, we wish
big
you
hugs,
well.
dude.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if he's in the chat because I haven't even got that loaded yet. So what I'll do, I'll get the chat loaded, and I have got a new thing plugged into me.
No. Oh, God, he's got something plugged in.
But it doesn't seem to be working. I will find the technical issues about and sort that out. Anyway, I'll go and load the chat, and Fox, you could do whatever you do after I've been talking.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I don't know why I'm doing that. Hey, everyone.
Nobody knows
Welcome
what
to
Fox
the...
does in this bit because we all don't pay any attention.
They just go to sleep. They just have a rest for a minute. It's eModels Monday. It's that time of the week when we all sit and talk rubbish for an hour, or that time of the fortnight because it's the summer season that we decided to do this year. It's the eModel Show. It's a show for emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. One-stop shop. Anything you need, they've got it. If they haven't got it, you don't need it. There you go. Done. Simple. Easy. So to that end, please remember, of course, it's an eModels show. So please be nice and polite in chat. Keep it family friendly. And please refrain from discussing other model retailers in chat because it's a stream on eModels channel. It's kind of uncool.
Just rude, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't go into Aldi and start talking about Lidl. It's just, you know what I mean?
Well, you can. Yeah, nobody ever throws you out because they probably agree with you.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, but Lidl don't sell them little peppers with the goat's cheese and so on.
Yeah, but Aldi don't sell welding masks and wetsuits.
Yeah, but they sell wildlife cameras and steak knife sets.
Do they?
Yeah. They sell big
radiators.
Big squishy sort of footstools and things like that.
Yeah, work boots. They seem to have an endless supply of work boots.
Our local Lidl the other week had the underwater divey thing, the little jet engine that you hold and puts you through the water.
Oh, really?
Right.
Well,
Buying that from Lidl doesn't sound like any way a dangerous proposition at all.
we don't have a little. We have an Aldi.
Yeah, we got both. They're on either side of the road.
Yeah,
They're like opposite each other.
Yeah, I think one came to Barrow and thought, yeah, we don't like it here, we're leaving. So they left. So never came back.
Well, I like to sit and watch and see if the staff get up in the middle of the road and have a bit of a brawl. You like 2 schools fighting each other. When
They each go to the
after
other
school,
one
they
for
all
lunch.
they all meet up in the bus station, have a big ruck because it's like schools hating each other. So yeah, so please keep it family friendly in chat. And like I say, don't forget it's a show for eModels, so don't talk about other retailers. Now, of course, as we've not got Colin here tonight, it behooves one of us to do Festus factoids and keep that bit alive. So that will be me then.
Did we nominate Ted to do it while he wasn't here?
Yeah, but he wasn't here, and he's not got.
And we should say for our across the pond friends, happy 4th of July.
Well, yes, happy 4th of July.
Yeah,
It is July and it is the 4th.
Yeah, is that when they eat turkey and things like that, or is
No, it's when they eat and drink everything and just.
That's the other one at the end of the year, isn't it?
Now, before I get going with the Festus factoids, I feel we are owed a little bit of an explanation from Christopher as to why he was absent last time, and because
Everybody
he couldn't join
knows
us
why I
because
was
he said
absent last
he
time,
was.
because there's
I
been
know, but
questions in the chat all about it already.
yeah, I think you should spend a minute explaining yourself to those who don't know.
My car was broke.
Why you were grumpy last time and you
My car was broke, and the garage, when I dropped it off on the Monday night, didn't know why it was broke, and that made me very sad.
Oh.
But luckily on the Tuesday morning they fixed it and it was all okay again, so it's all happy days again.
Yeah, did they say why it was broken? Did they just make something?
It
up
was the
and
battery. The
charge
battery was
a lot
dead.
You know how when Chris told us and we all instantly went, it's your battery that's dead? And then the garage had to and ah for a day and then
Yeah,
say,
the garage were
it's
looking
your
at it
battery.
Monday night, doing tests and things, and saying, "Oh, it can't be that, it can't be this, and oh, this isn't doing what it should, and that's not doing what it should, and this isn't that, and that's that." Yeah, every time they said, "Oh, I don't think it's the price bill," was going up in my mind, and it was like,
Could need the skip for that one, the ladder and
how
everything.
high is this going to go before it's
Yeah.
like just keep it?
Yeah, yeah. If it's like a certain exhaust fitting retailer, they will say, "Oh yeah, your battery's flat, mate, but you need 4 new tires as well." And yeah. Yeah,
No,
that's
I've got a garage that's
right.
generally very good, but I think that when I popped in on Monday night, they were just not with it and didn't know how to read his tool properly or whatever, and yeah. But it's
What
all
he means
okay
is
now.
what he means is he's driving a Saab and nobody understands Saabs. That makes everything 5 times more complicated.
Yeah, I had a friend once who had a Saab. It was a very expensive car because Saabs are, and it didn't even come with a radio fitted as standard. That was an optional extra.
That's very strange. Was it
Yeah,
was
but
it
it
in
looked like a
1803?
It looked like a squishy, comfortable loafer though, Ted. So
Yeah, you couldn't hear it coming. So yeah, that was it. Yeah,
it looked like one of them moccasins. They always remind me of the moccasin shoes you used to get in the 80s that like hippie geography teachers would wear. And you'd be like, oh God, really?
Yeah, sheepskin jacket, sheepskin
Yeah.
coat with it. Yeah,
Moccasin shoes.
that was it.
Anyway, shut up. It's Colin's turn to do his Festus factoids.
Oh, is it? Oh, I look forward to this. Yeah.
Right, off you go, Colin. Oh, that's me then, isn't it? Right, yes, I've got some factoids. Now I don't know the resource Colin uses, so I've had to use a different resource. And I can pronounce things, so I won't be giving all that comedy that Colin did. I can't deliberately mispronounce stuff. So I shall do my best. But anyway, let's start. On this day, it's all science based, by the way. Science is good.
Sorry, I've just knocking things over.
You doing what?
Carry
You're
on.
doing what with a sword?
What?
Yes, on this day in history, in 1054, Chinese and other astronomers saw a supernova, a violently exploding star that was visible in daylight for 23 days, at night for almost 2 years. Oh no, for daylight for 20... I'll read that again.
Well, it would have been daylight, wouldn't it, just before 11 o'clock?
Well, yeah, I'll read it again properly. Visible in daylight for 23 days and at night for 2 years. It is believed the Crab Nebula in the constellation Taurus is the remnant of this supernova. Rock paintings in North America suggest that the Indians in Arizona, shouldn't really say Indians, it's Native Americans or First Nations, in Arizona and New Mexico saw it. There are no European records of the event. There you go. So that is the today in history. Now, what comes first, births or deaths? It's births, isn't it?
Whichever you
Let me
like.
scroll up.
That's it.
Let me
yeah.
scroll up to birth. God, there's a lot of facts there. Let's go up to births. So, scientists born on July the 4th. We have... let's have a look. First of all, on the 4th of July 1911, we have American physicist, or as Colin might say, a physicist, Frederick Seitz. He was a pioneer in condensed matter physics, investigating the physical and chemical properties of materials, and contributed to the fields of nuclear physics. He was Eugene Wigner's first doctoral student. Late in 1932, their joint work developed the cellular method of deriving solid-state wave functions. There you go. Now you know. Use of this Wigner-Seitz method is now widespread. So that's Frederick Seitz, also born on the 4th of July. Let's have a look.
It's a
It was
film, wasn't it?
Vero... Oh, what?
That was a film.
Born on the 4th of July, strangely enough, yeah. In 1906 was Vero Wynne Edwards. He was an English zoologist who theorised that a process group selection occurred during the evolution of species. In his book Animal Dispersion in Relation to Social Behaviour, 1962, he proposed that instead of Darwinian individual survival of the fittest dominating, evolution also occurred by self-regulatory mechanisms of whole species, manifested in territoriality, dominance hierarchies, and allocation of resources. Therefore, evolution favours not always the animal best able to survive alone, but rather the animal best adapted to survive. There you go. These are all really long. I didn't plan this bit. Do 2 more. We have a name that most people who like science will know. Born on the 4th of July 1883 is Rube Goldberg. He is an American cartoonist who satirized the American preoccupation with technology. His name became synonymous with any simple process made outlandishly complicated because of his series of invention cartoons, which used a string of outlandish tools, people, plants, and to accomplish everyday simple tasks in the most complicated way. It's this equivalent to a Heath Robinsonian type. In the UK, we'll say it's a bit of a Heath Robinson machine. A Rube Goldberg machine is exactly the same. It's just the American version.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he applied his training as a graduate engineer and used his engineering, storytelling, and drawing skills to make sure that the inventions could work, even though dozens of arms, wheels, gears, handles, cups, and rods were put in motion by bowls, canary cages, pails, boots, bathtubs, paddles, and even live animals for simple tasks like squeezing an orange for juice or closing a window in case it should start to rain.
That's where the great egg race got their idea from.
Yeah, so him and Heath Robinson kind of doing the same thing. So there you go. And we'll do one more. They're all really long. Let's have a look. Right, I might mispronounce these ones. We have a gentleman who was born on the 4th of July, 1863, called Hugo Winkler. And I like a nice Winkler. He was a German archaeologist and historian whose excavations at Bogashgoy in Turkey disclosed the capital of the Hittite Empire, Hattusa, and yielded thousands of cuneiform tablets from which much of Hittite history was reconstructed. He began excavating at Bogashgoy in 1906, and he found the hardened clay tablets in ruined storage chambers, very likely royal archives. A few in Akkadian included a cuneiform version of a peace treaty between the Egyptian pharaoh Ramses II and the Hittite king Hattusilis, which Winkler translated. And there you go. That's today in history. That's births. We'll do a quick load of deaths. They're all really. I'll make these really quick because they're all really long.
Death of the week.
This clearly isn't the one that Colin does because they're all really long. Where are we? Marcelin Boule died on the 4th of July 1942 at age 81. He was a French paleontologist, geologist, and physical anthropologist who's extensively studied human fossils from Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East, and made the first complete reconstruction of a Neanderthal skeleton, La Chapelle-aux-Saints in France in 1908. There you go. Just do a few of these. Marie Curie, everybody knows that name, died on the 4th of July 1934 at age 66. Went a bit young, but there's a very good reason. Marie Sklodowska-Curie was a Polish-French chemist and physicist whose celebrated experiments on uranium minerals led to the discovery of two new elements. She separated polonium and then radium a few months later. Unfortunately, because we didn't understand radioactivity at the time that much, she died from radioactivity type poisoning accumulated over many, many years of her experiments.
Yeah, there was no big suits and things and
didn't quite understand. She was one of the very few people, women, I should say, who've ever been awarded a Nobel Prize for physics, or a Nobel Prize of any kind. With Henri Becquerel and her husband Pierre Curie, she was awarded the 1903 Nobel Prize for physics. She was the winner of a second Nobel Prize in 1911, this time in chemistry, and her family won 5 Nobel Awards over 2 generations. She died of radiation poisoning from her pioneering work before the need for protection was known. There you go. Very sad, but very awesome. And last but not least, here we go. Here's a proper name. Ebenezer Kinnersley. I don't know why I did it like a northern name, because he's an English-born American experimenter and inventor who died in 1778 at the age of 66. He investigated electricity, and in 1748 he demonstrated that the electric fluid actually passed through water using a 10-foot-long trough of water. He also sought ways to protect buildings from lightning, invented an electric thermometer in 1755, and demonstrated that electricity can produce heat. There you go. That's births, deaths, and marriages, and all that stuff. I think that's everything that Colin normally does. I didn't take my hat off for deaths, though, so there you go.
Yeah. Very well done, Foxx. I've just done a
it wasn't
thing.
as good as Colin, so.
I know, I didn't mispronounce any of it. I just give the facts.
Yeah, all the mouth and things didn't move in. So
Yeah, I didn't have to look around my camera and stuff. I mean, I was looking around my camera, but it's just there. So.
I do apologise for not taking much notice of that, but I've just done a thing.
Oh God, did you clean it up afterwards?
Yeah, I did things without pressing many buttons, but I did press some buttons, which was quite dangerous. And I've just connected my PC to my hearing aids. I have
Oh.
Bluetooth, so I don't need the earbuds anymore.
Ooh.
But I do notice that it looks a little bit out of sync with the words coming out of your mouth reaching this. So I think I can live with
No, it's
that.
just
You kill my
Fox's
family.
work. Fox always works like
I-
that.
You dishonor my family. You kill your father.
Yeah, so we'll see how we manage. However, I'm sure I'll get used to them. If not, I'll just put the earbuds back in. But I think that's really
You can probably set a delay in them somehow of like
Are
a
we
few.
in stereo then, Ted?
You are, yeah, and it's very loud because I haven't worked out how
Move
to
over
turn
here.
it
Move
down.
over here.
La 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 la. Moist.
No, I'm trying to turn
Yeah,
it down. So.
you can probably set like a delay or something. I often find like about 250 milliseconds works for things like that.
Yeah, but it works for something like £3 off Amazon or whatever it was. It works. So Pauline Ryder says, "Give myself a ding." I can because I finished the thing. Finished the thing, which reminds us, yes, if you have finished a thing between the last show and this show, you've had 2 weeks to do it. If you're finished, let us know. If you finished a thing, you can get a ding.
What's a ding, Ted?
A ding. This is ding. There we go.
There we go. Now we do have some very important information. A factual update from our correspondent in the field, Gemma Williams, who says when Chris said that his broken car made him sad, she says, "Made you sad? You were downright grumpy." Yeah, and he did say to us last time, "I won't be with you tonight. I'm too grumpy."
Yeah. We don't like a grumpy Chris. Yeah.
No.
Nor does Chris.
However, I suppose it's really my turn to be grumpy because the motorhome is due for an MOT.
Oh, the lamb.
Yeah, it's also Friday. It's suppose it's like an expectant father, isn't it? When you take your car for an MOT, and you pace around outside wondering how big the bill's going to be. Yeah. Also, we've done your MOT. You come and pick it up, and you know you've got to ask, is there anything wrong with it? Well, we'll see you when you come in.
I remember once I took my car for an MOT. It was a Sierra Sapphire. I had a Sierra Sapphire, and it was like dead old. The bodywork was, for some reason, it was in mint condition. Everything about it was just perfect. I don't know how I managed to get it, but anyway, it was a Sierra Sapphire. I took it for its MOT, and I was like, oh, it's like 20 or 30 years old. It's a really old car. And the guy phoned me up and he said, "Hi, Mr. Wolf. Yes, we've got the results of your MOT. Brilliant. Didn't need to do anything." I was like, "That was a surprise." He said, "You're telling me." He said, "You may have used a rude word." He said, "It took me by surprise." Wow. An honest mechanic. Cool.
That's it. So it's when you start, there's a little viewing area, isn't there, usually somewhere? Customer viewing area, which is like a bit of red and white tape put around that you can't pass, and you see them going around with a hammer, banging it. Don't bang too hard, you know.
Yeah, it's like, ding, that's broken. You failed on that one.
It's all right when I brought it in, but yeah, that's the joys of car ownership, as Chris found out last week. Yeah, when it goes in the garage and the door shut behind it, you never think. You think, how much is it going to cost to get it back out? Yeah, and I bet you were. Was Chris looking at the car adverts on Facebook?
Just get a new car. Just get a new car.
Yeah, second-hand cars. Googling second-hand cars.
What's cheaper, second-hand car? Anders Ericsson says, Saab forever missed. I had a 198900, a 1999,000, a 2001, and a 2008 95.
Now, Anders, he must be the only other person I ever knew that had a Saab. I've only known one person.
I can't imagine it's cheap to get parts for it now, though, Chris, is it? Because
He's
It's
Saabs.
not really any more expensive than any other car I've had. It doesn't often need parts, so it's one of those things.
No,
As
you've
someone
got
else
like
said in chat, it's basically a Vauxhall, based on the Vauxhall Opel Vectra C, apparently. A lot of the
but it's like if I've got like a 35-year-old Fiesta, I can go and get a part from the Ford place, and it'll just cost me £2.50 because they still make them. But yeah. My first car, says Keith to Dave Cardboard, my first car was a Mini with sliding front windows and a string line to open the door.
Oh, the Mark One, the Mark Two. Yeah, it'd be the Mark One, wouldn't it? With the hinges on the outside and the sliding windows and the street. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
the old Mark One. Yeah, brilliant.
Oh,
What was
don't forget.
everybody-
Go on, Tess, sorry.
I was just going to ask, what's everybody else's first car? Mine was a Ford Cortina. Brilliant.
Mine was a Ford Escort Mark II, and I was 2 years too young to drive it. My neighbour
my
across
first
the
car
road was selling it.
Austin Allegro.
Oh God, you're not the only person I knew that had an Allegro, dear Lord.
Was it a two-door one in purple?
Brown.
No, it was in what we politely call diarrhea brown.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't great.
The Austin Allegro. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So what was everybody in Chatland? What was your first car? Right?
Yeah, my neighbour across the road was selling this little Mark II Escort that was probably knackered anyway. This was back in, and it was like, my dad's like, "Oh, I'll give you 50 quid for it," and then he got it and said, "Right, there you go, you got a car." I'm like, "Yeah, I can't drive for another 2 years, mate." He's like, "Well,"
Yeah.
and then some Irish fella came round, offered to do the driveway and asked if he could buy my car, so I sold it to him, and then the police turned up a week later saying it'd been used in a ram raid.
Yeah.
So I never got to drive my first car, but it did get used for criming. Don't forget, folks, by the way, we forgot to ask a bench and belly. What's on your bench? What are you working on right now? It doesn't have to be a model, can be anything, but what are you working on? And what's in your belly? What have you had for your dinner? Or what are you going to have for your dinner? We don't really care about the model bit, by the way. It's more the food we need to know about, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, we got.
Anders offers a gold star for anyone that can say what SAAB actually means or stands for.
Yeah, Saab. I think somebody else just mentioned it down further on in chat, and I can't pronounce it.
Go on, Chris, you want to have a go?
Hey, what the Saab stand for?
Comment.
I saw
Yeah,
it,
the one
and then
from-
I can't find it again now. Hang about.
And no, you can't fight. It's Andy McLeish says it.
Andy McLeish.
I've lost it. Oh, there it goes. No, it doesn't. Is it? There we go.
Svenska Aeroplan Aktiebolag.
There you go. I just found it. Yep,
Yeah. Chris just goes, "Yep, that's right."
that's about right.
Yeah,
I had
you
no
say that-
idea at all.
Yeah, the eModels vacuum tube works both ways. So if you can send me down a gold star as well, yeah.
Peter
right,
Rogers
Peter-
says, in your absence, I've completed a 135th Scammell Pioneer tank transporter for maybe, and a 172nd Airfix one. I don't know. What does that mean? He's done two. I don't.
Oh, well,
he's made the mistake of putting two in one comment.
Oh
so
no,
he
not
gets
for
one
my
thing.
bit.
Yeah,
He
so
said a little bit
you can
later
have
on for
one.
myself.
yeah, and
right.
it's a special one for the 135th Scammell tank transporter because I have a bit of a soft spot for them. So there we go. No.
There we go. But yeah, if you're completing multiple things, if you're clever, you'll do multiple comments. You get multiple dings. You see.
Yeah, that's it. That's the way it works. I got to play the game.
Let's have a look.
I've-
Bobbins says, "I finished a box of Magnums yesterday. Does that count?"
It does, but you're not getting a ding for it.
It does, but you didn't tell us which ones, so you don't get a ding.
Keith said his daughter's Fiat Panda has done 150,000 miles and passed its MOT. That's quite an achievement for a Fiat Panda.
A friend of mine had a 4x4 Fiat Panda.
Yeah,
Late
I was
80s
thinking
one.
that. Why?
I borrowed it a few times. It was all right, but there was no lid on the fuel tank. That made things interesting. She said, "Don't fill it full." So why not? Because you'll get fuel coming out.
Oh, yeah, the 4x4 Panda.
Yeah, it was like every whatever speed you're doing and whatever gear, it was like a screaming animal stuck in the radiator in the timing belt. And there's, if anyone's played Cyberpunk, there's a car in Cyberpunk, one of the real simple basic cars you get, that looks a bit like an old Fiat Panda, but it also sounds exactly, and it's all cheap and plastic inside. It's like I can't drive it in the game because it's just so screamy. I can't drive this car.
Yeah, you get the cheapo cars like that. They're all built out of plastic, and they all rattle and squeak because you can't screw two parts of plastic together without them squeaking.
Now I don't know who gets the prize here because Model Officer says his first car was a Vauxhall Viva. Bring on all the Mac Lad songs, but Andy Preston's first car was a Talbot Solara. I don't know which of them would win in a fight as being the worst car.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Talbot. Oh yeah.
Talbot Solara and a Vauxhall Viva.
I can see the logo now. But
Yeah,
who
like a
bought
T,
Bob out? Yeah.
T in a circle. I can see it.
Oh, yeah. What didn't Talbot become something else, or somebody buy them out, or something?
They
Or there
probably
was
just, they probably just, just
another
slowly,
company producing the same car but with a different badge.
they probably just quietly died. And
Yeah.
Peter Berg's first car was a 1976 Chevy Nova Double S or SS.
Well,
I should
yeah.
say, not Double S.
Paul, yeah. Then the insults are coming in about the Saabs, a glorified leaked board.
Anders' first car was a Fiat 131.
Ooh. Jeff Light's first car was a Mini 850.
Oh, yeah.
And Primetime Modelling's first car was a Vauxhall Nova 3-door hatch. Did it have the Battleship Grey bits of body kit on it? Because if you had a Vauxhall Nova and you didn't put bits of Battleship Grey primer coloured body kit on it to make it go faster, then you weren't doing it right.
Yeah, that's when you fix your cars though, by going to Halfords and getting some body filler, just filling in dints and holes.
See, I have fond memories of just going to the scrapyard to get like a steering wheel or a door panel or a wing mirror. Just go to the scrappies, give you a $5 for that. Yeah, there you go. You can't do that anymore now.
Yeah, I'm looking for a wing for a Foxx or Viva. Yeah, I've got one in, mate. You can have it. Colour it blue. Well, I've got a red car, but it'll do. Yeah, that'll do.
I remember I had a Mark II Fiesta, and the bodywork was perfect. The engine was knackered, but I went to the scrappies to get like, I can't remember what I was looking for, some part for it, and I came out with like an XR2 Fiesta steering wheel for this little 0.5 litre engine, and it was great because it had like the wheel and the crossbar and then two little holes just inside the round bit. And what I used to do was turn the corner with my finger like that.
Yeah, I did that in my Mini. I changed the standard Mini driving wheel, which was like a bus, was changed for a little one about that big. So you're brilliant going around corners.
Can't do that nowadays though. They won't sell you stuff from a scrapyard now. They just beat you up and set the dogs on you.
Yeah, the scrapyards out there. Yeah, you used to go in for something like
wing mirrors and stuff.
Yeah, you used to go in for the name like Viva on the back, but you take that to the store. How much for this, mate? 50 quid, 50p. But your pockets were full of nuts and bolts and.
Where are we up to?
The first car was 50 quid stereo. First car. Oh,
You've lost it.
First car, 50 quid, stereo for it, 150 quid.
Oh, yeah.
150.
Yeah, those days when you put stereos in your cars, but they were worth 5 times as much as the actual car. Paul Lewis's first car was a Mark 1 Mini, and Andy McLeish says the worst car he's ever had was the Seat Altea. Swear that thing was held together with bubblegum and duct tape. Oh, you paid for the extras then with bubblegum. Peter Rogers says Thames Valley Police out by Wallingford Way had a Fiat Panda 4x4 Panda car. So it was a Panda.
Oh, right.
You see what I did there? You see what I did there?
Yeah.
You're proud of me, aren't you?
I do remember the police having minis. That's when they gained the name Panda, wasn't it? Because they painted them in blue and white.
I seem to have jumped really quite far forward. Athol McNichol says his first car was after his dad died was a Ford Cortina Lotus in JP colours, and in 1994 my first legal car was a Ford Fiesta Mark II. Yeah, I used to like my little Mark II Fiesta.
The Cortina Lotus, yeah, the JP Lotus, yeah, that was nice.
We've got Belly from
Paul
Paul Lewis. Paul Lewis has got Belly, beef lasagna with garlic bread.
Everybody's talking at the same time.
I wasn't here last week. I'm going to talk. It's my turn. Paul Lewis says Belly, beef lasagna with garlic bread. Unbent 112th MFH Ferrari F12S Le Mans with beverage coffee.
Did you just say Le Mans?
Yeah.
Are you being Colin tonight?
Someone needs to.
We're going to have to mock you now for it. Where are we up to? Paul Di Tommaso. My first car was a 1987 Monte Carlo LS with IROC rims.
I'm not much of a petrolhead, so I don't really know what that's all about.
Peter Rogers. My first car was a Morris Minor Traveller, which had a 1275 engine, a bit lively, so got rid of it for a Land Rover, the first of many.
Yeah,
I had a Series 3.
Yeah, yeah. I thought they were really cute. A little Woody, Morris Traveller.
Yeah, I had a Series 3 Land Rover. That was my favourite car ever. I really miss it. Anders says you did very well with that pronunciation, Ted.
Good, thanks. Yeah, I'm still waiting. I've got my tube.
Tube. Did you keep your tube to yourself, young lady? It's a family-friendly show. AJ's first car was an Opel Manta. Went like the proverbial what's it off the shovel. Oh yeah, Opel Manta.
Oh yeah, that was the like the version of the Cortina, wasn't it? The Opel. I think that was it. It was Opel, and was it Chrysler that produced the same car? Something like that.
Opel was the European version. Well, Opels and Vauxhall was the same
That could,
car.
yeah, that could have been it. Yeah.
But they're both GM. GM, Opel, Chrysler, Vauxhall thing. Wait to.
We've got Paul Lewis who's coming with a belly and bench. Belly, beef lasagna and garlic bread.
That's the one I just
bench,
read.
a 1/12 scale MFH Ferrari, 1512S Le Mans. Oh,
You just said Le Mans as well.
yeah. And I just realised that Chris has already done it.
Yeah.
Ted. Chris read that one.
Chris, that
But when you were reading it, I was nice and quiet and let you read it. It's fine. I didn't try and talk over you.
Retro Rabbit says my first car was an '87 Chevy Celebrity.
yeah, I should keep up with the script.
Yes. Phil Lewis, my first car was a Triumph Toledo Death Trap. Oh God, yeah.
Now, I think we've got a belly and bench that hasn't been done by anybody, and I thought, Michael, Billy, tonight was homemade stovies made with boar burgers, stripped down, onions and tatties, and Tracy never had it before and loved it, so got an extra kiss. Oh, well done.
There you go. Primetime modelling, Opel Manta is the same as the Vauxhall Cavalier Mark 1.
That's it.
I'm
Yeah.
sure the Vauxhall Cavalier was a bit rubbish compared to the Manta, but there you go.
Yeah. On that
Oh,
note,
hang on.
Yeah.
Redlen, my first car, although it's the estate, his first car was a Mark III Cortina. Oh, even though it was the estate, still a Mark III Cortina. Oh,
yeah, they were like, they were
oh.
like hen's teeth Cortina estates.
My name, I don't. Mark III Cortina is my dream car. Put a stick of modern engine in it.
That's what I had. Mine was hand painted blue.
Ooh, what with the roller? Artex.
No, with little brushes.
My dream car is a fully restored Mark III Cortina. Oh, I'd give spleens for that.
Yeah, but getting a state, that was really, that's really one-upmanship, that.
Mm-hmm. Andy McLeish says belly beef burgers with microchips, crinkle cut. That for those that don't know, it's a little box of chips or fries that you put in the microwave. That's why they're called microchips. And garlic bread.
Robbins, I've never driven, but I like to think my first car would be a Land Rover or a big Volvo estate. Volvo estate. I had the big V70, the Volvo V70, and it was like a racing car, but a racing car for a grandad. It was the. I can't remember how big it was. It was over 2 litres anyway.
It was as big as all the things, Ted.
Yeah, but it had all the buttons, leather seats, heated everything, winter pack, so that
I still remember when those was it the T. What was the first Volvo estate? The modern one that came out, was it the T9 or something, or the V something? I always remember. I didn't watch sport, but I was watching the racing one day, and it was like sort of not rally. It was maybe rally stuff. And all the commentators were mocking this because it was the first time that they'd put one of their estates into this rally, the big Volvo, whatever it was, and it absolutely creamed the competition. Everybody else got their ass handed to them by this, and they're all like, what?
Yeah.
It wasn't rally, it was track racing, but it wasn't obviously, like saloon car racing.
The Volvo estate, the V70, it was a brute, and it just coasted along nice and quietly on the motorway. Then you get some boy racer would overtake you in his little Astra, and you just put your foot a little bit more on the gas because it was automatic, and it just pick up and go.
That's why the police liked them though, because they were just like powerhouses.
That's it. And they were big load carriers. You could carry loads in it, and it would still go like one off a shovel. Loved that car.
A family friend of ours was a traffic policeman before he retired. He said he used to love it driving the big old Volvo around because all the boy racers would think, oh, it's a big slow old Volvo. Yeah, they get a surprise. when
Yeah,
we're being
that's
pursued
it.
by one of the big
First,
traffic
first
voles.
away from the traffic lights, in your flat cap and your leather driving gloves. First away from the traffic lights.
Oh yeah.
It's that time, people.
Is
Is it
it? What
already?
time?
It's time for me to shine.
Oh, shine on, you crazy diamond!
It's what's in store time.
Did he just take control of the reins there, Ted, from you?
I did. I thought I'd grab
That
him.
was good. Yeah, that was.
We were
that
just
was
waffling, weren't we?
I've been told that you like to be handled firmly.
It's steady now. He had to put a quick tank trap in front of us to stop us.
Yes, I'll let Fox can introduce me though, because he likes doing stuff like that.
Oh, darn it. Okay, well, it's what's in store time. If you've never seen this before, who am I kidding? You've all seen this before. This is where one of us goes through some prime items that are in stock in the store, as far as we know, right at this moment, that you can go and buy with your own hard-earned cash from eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for your model making needs. He'll have chosen a number of items, and the whole point of this silly fun game with no actual prize is that if you get the theme, because there is a theme, if you get the theme, then you wait till Chris has finished, and at the very end he'll say, what is the theme for tonight? Go. And the first person in chat to get the correct theme and type in the correct theme will win absolutely
nothing.
but by special arrangement with the Department of Tubes, we are able to send it via vacuum tube to every house of every viewer. So make sure you've got your vacuum tubes pumped and primed and ready. We think we've got all the bees out now. There may be a few hamsters in there.
Yeah, those in the UK who have recently had some work done in the front street, when you thought it was the gas board putting
Yeah.
gas pipes in, no, it wasn't. It was
The Department
the
of Tubes.
Yeah, eModels construction site.
Yeah,
That's it.
because eModels do email and they do vacuum tubes. So if you ever get just a random hamster popping through the tube, it's just us testing. Don't worry about it. Just keep the hamster.
And,
They're all
and when you
adorable.
lose your socks, they're probably in the tubes.
Sometimes the
Yeah.
tube sucks by mistake. If Ted presses the wrong button, we get all kinds of things coming out into headquarters. It's not right.
Yeah, some of the things. This is a family show. We don't.
Yeah, some of those things with the holes in the wrong place and pink frilly bits.
Oh, no,
Luckily,
that's
we don't
Ted's.
know who it came from, but we have our
That came from
suspicions.
Ted.
Oh,
Yeah,
He had his name
some of
label
them
in the
things
back.
come with a little name. They come in name labels in the back, so we can tell where they came
Fox
from.
is too busy thinking about that now. He's actually dropped
He's
off the
gone.
internet.
Chris, while he's gone, I'd get on with it and go. Yeah.
the talk of frilly things with holes got me all excited, and then I fell out of the stream. So yes, make sure you watch. Don't answer. Don't forget, if you answer before Chris comes back and tells you to go, though, you will get nothing but the finger of shame.
I
Ted,
even
prepare your
have-
finger of shame. He's not got it.
I can't find it.
You won't get the finger of shame from Ted. There you go.
I've already got the little finger of shame.
It's a finger of slight shame then.
The size of the finger is not
I
important.
can't find the big finger of shame. I don't know where it's
Steady
gone.
now. Now, don't forget there are certain rules. Like I say, don't answer before Chris tells you to. And don't forget, of course, you are contractually obliged to buy the third item in store.
How do we know
whatever's
that
behind
that
cashier
deep
number 3.
finger is small and that finger is further away?
That's like what the world looks like when you get new glasses and everything's like that when you move your head. It's really weird.
One or two? One or two?
I've tried to get them.
Today's show's been brought to you by Big Finger and Little Finger and the letter M.
Right, what's in store?
I
Look,
don't-
I've got some items.
Yeah, and don't forget, of course, folks, we don't work for eModels, so we don't necessarily know how many of these are in store. So if anything tickles your fancy,
Slap it in your basket.
I know there's a delay. I'm waiting for him, and don't forget.
It's not yours till you check it out.
Yeah, so if you've got something in your basket, don't forget, if there's only one in stock and somebody else pays for it first, they get it. So don't hang around. We don't know how many they've got.
And if you do check it out, then you suddenly remember, oh, I bet I need some paint for that. Put in another order, then drop the guys an email saying, I've got order number such and such, and I'd like to order some paint, order such and such. Can you put them in the same bag? And they will. Yeah. So
There you go. Chris, shut up.
No.
Go with it.
ah,
Here is the things what I have chosen. Anyway, let me move things so I can actually move it because I can't do it on the picture of the picture, but I can do it on this thing. Right. Yes, there are not many tonight. I've settled down to a nice 5 items. So it's
I'm
nice
going to
and easy for you.
reboot because I'm not seeing anything. Hang on, let me just reboot this. I'll come back in a minute.
yeah. And it was by pure coincidence that the chat tonight was on about cars.
Yes, and we've
didn't
got
know
a car.
Chris's first item. Yeah,
The
didn't know.
first item tonight is the FX 132nd Maserati Indy Starter Set. Now, this is everything you need to paint that car and make it look like that. If you want to make it look like that using those things, good luck, but you can do it in theory. It's possible.
We've done it.
We have done starter kit builds before. It's quite a nice looking car, actually. I quite like that.
Yeah, a little bit Lotusy type, isn't it? But then again, I suppose the old cars are built like
You can't go far wrong with anything Airfix anyway, can you? They know what they're doing with models. But £20 for the kit and paint and brushes and glue, everything you need. There we go. You can do that.
Everything's there.
The second item I have chosen.
If you build one of these kits, you've got to use the glue straight.
Oh yeah, you have to. You're obliged to use the glue and the paints. The second item is a bit different. It's the Modelcraft pen grip pin pusher. Try saying that 10 times quickly. It's for trains. If you're doing your model trains, you can use it to pin your train track down onto your board, or other items where you need to push a pin through something. It's basically a pen-shaped object and a collection of 100 brass pins that you can use for whatever needs pinning.
Yeah, you can put 100 brass pins anywhere you want with this tool.
It says N-gauge rail track, tasks on wooden boat models, dolls' houses, picture frames, anything you like. So, if you need some pins pushing, you can use that. The third one is something that I didn't know was an actual modelling thing, but it's microfiller primer spray can. This is I picked some up from Halfords as a filler primer when I did some 3D prints that were a bit rough and just needed a bit of filling in some grooves. So this is a self-leveling coating useful for filling bumps, dents, scratches, removing bubbles and texturing. Basically, you can use it as a primer and it will level things out of it if you've got a few dents or scratches and things.
If you've been rubbing things down with some emery paper or things like that, it's left a rough scratch and things like that. It'll sort them out for you. Quite good. Won't sort out big dinges, big dents and scratches, but
no, but if you use lots of it, but yeah. So that's that. The fourth item I have is the US Rangers from D-Day, World War II. It's I don't know if is that painting, because that's
artwork on the box.
That's very good artwork. It almost photorealistic. It might in fact be a photo. I can't really tell, but the models you get in there, obviously 15 figures in 8 different poses. Got man shooting sky, man carrying thing, man dropped his contact lens, and other various poses.
There's obviously always there's the obligatory guy pointing as well.
Obviously the officer pointing. Actually, none of them are really pointing. They've all got guns. Bottom left is pointing with gun, but yeah.
Yeah. You better not point that at anyone. He might have her eye out.
Yeah, be careful with that, obviously. Yeah. And the last one tonight is the pack of 172nd from Italy, American infantry from the US War of Independence. That's that. I assume that's just one side, and I shall refresh that page because it seems to have not given us other information. 48 figures per box in 16 poses.
What scale are these? 1/72. Yeah, tabletop gaming type size. So do you think they're war gaming?
Or just a cheap way of getting a lot of 172nd figures for practicing painting or anything like that? It's
an exercise in painting.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
So that's that. Those 5 items should have given you the theme for today. As I say, a very easy theme. I'm sure everybody will get it very quickly, but not yet. I'll nip through them all quickly just to give you a chance. We've got the Maserati Indy starter set.
Yeah.
The Modelcraft pen grip pin pusher. The AK Interactive microfiller primer. US Rangers D-Day. And the American infantry from the US War of Independence. I shall leave that there because I'll probably have to come back and explain my workings out because I often do. But for now, what is the theme? Go. Easy. I expect both of you have got it.
I thought I had it, but then I don't know how the other bits.
Athril is in there, correct, with July the 4th, Independence Day for US. American Independence Day, US Independence Day, Independence Day, Independence Day, not pigeons is also correct. So yes, it is Independence Day.
Did I inadvertently give it away coming in with the wish everybody?
Probably, but it was bound to be mentioned at some point. So yeah.
Yeah.
Just as well we weren't giving away a big prize for it, really. But
Yeah.
so
Good. Yeah,
everybody obviously is very sure of how I got there. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm going to need to explain a couple of things, but
Well, that one is obviously very easy because it's
that's
the War of
that's an
Independence.
easy one. Yeah. That's yeah.
So there we go. And the other ones are very easy. We've got
I've got,
indie.
Yeah, I've got yeah, indie
pen.
pin.
This is useful for getting rid of dents, like what it says there, and day. There we go. So I even gave you the answer in real words. Going through.
Yeah. Well done, Chris. You don't let yourself down at any time that you do the what's in store. So nice to see you. You're consistent.
Fox is being very quiet. In fact, so quiet we can't hear him.
Yeah.
I quite like it. And don't get me wrong, but he's not actually muted. Let me click the mute button and see if we can. Hello. No, we can't hear him anymore. He's muted himself now.
You'll have to get your some paper and write words on it.
You're actually muted in StreamYard. Hang about. I can't unclick that. You've muted yourself in StreamYard now, so we definitely can't hear you.
Baba, can you hear me now?
Ah, you're back now. There you go.
For that whole what's in store section, I was getting grumpy because everybody was talking over me, and I'm like,
we weren't talking over you. I couldn't even see your mouth move because I had the screen covered.
Well, something went weird because every time you did the screen share, I couldn't see the screen share, so I had to keep rebooting it. StreamYard.
If you want to just repeat everything that you've said during the what's in store, then that'd be fine. Carry on.
I've forgotten now. I think I probably said you sucked.
Yeah, we'll sit here for 5 minutes while you run it back and catch up.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
There we go.
So independent.
Jeff Candigan from Mongo, he even got it right. He says independent. Yep, there you go.
Rare Carolina's in, says hi to all of us. Hey, Ray from Malta.
Evening.
It's just clicked.
Independence.
Yeah. Sorry.
But for once, at least you didn't have to go into the description and read all the tiny words.
Only on one of them it was in the description on one. But
I find it quite amusing that nobody in chat even noticed me not being audible, even though I was talking, and it's very weird.
Yeah.
they probably enjoyed it. They're probably just
I
thankful.
don't think that nobody actually watches the screen; they just listen to it. And,
I was sitting there wondering, like, can these guys not hear me? Because everybody was like just not responding to what I was saying. And I'm like, everybody's being really rude and talking over me.
So Ted, are you enjoying it now?
We should have noticed the silence, but we didn't even notice the silence because we were concentrating on Chris's what's in store.
Exactly.
You need
I was busy talking, so you shouldn't have been talking over me.
No, I waited till you stopped, but then I started, and then you just carried on talking. I'm like, how rude, how thoughtless.
Am I even here? No.
Can you? I'm in a box. I'm trapped in a box.
you need some pre-written signs like "Help! Can you hear me?"
Did you send Ethel his prize? He says, "Can I have my prize in a tube?"
Have you sent the nothing down the tube, Ted?
Hang on.
He forgot to send you your prize.
I bet he didn't. I bet he didn't prime the tube with the hamster either, did he?
Yeah. I think there's. I've got a message. There's a slight blockage between here and Twickenham, so there could be it's going around that way.
Anders says, "I thought you were being polite and didn't want to interrupt Chris." No, they were talking about Foxx. He doesn't do.
Did you not see that? I was kind of going. When no sound was coming out. When am I ever going to shut up? Come on now. I don't do quiet. I don't know.
Yeah. So whoever the winner was, I can't remember the winner, but it's in the tubes on the way to you. As I say, there's a blockage at Twickenham, which we hopefully get cleared by the end of the evening. So it'll arrive in a few seconds.
I can't remember who won, but the prize is on the way to you.
Yeah,
I
don't know who it was.
But randomly
the prize is on its way
appear.
to you. Yeah.
The tubes are sentient; they can tell.
Now what? We've run out of things to do now.
Let's all get drunk and play ping
things
pong. Woohoo!
Finished. It's Colin's what's in store next week, assuming he's or not next week, next 2 weeks, assuming he's back.
Yeah. Don't forget, folks, we are on a summer timetable now, so we're doing every other week because
Yep.
we're trying to limit the time when when we're in the oven cooking with all the lights and the
Yes.
computers on, so you can catch up with us. So don't forget, like and subscribe and click the notification bell.
Yes.
If we appear on your recommendations as somebody to watch, welcome. And tell us
Welcome, willkommen auf dem Show. Now, we don't have a giveaway tonight. We should have done, but I haven't heard back from James, mate. So either he's been super busy at the store, or he might not be in today. He might be off today. I don't know.
He might be on holiday.
But we get James to select the giveaways for us. So I've not heard back. He's not even sent me a mail back saying thank you for sending me the bits. So I guess he's not in today.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's not in with. Hopefully he's on holiday. But if he's not in because he's poorly, get better soon. But if you're off for a day off, lazy git, get back to work.
But if tomorrow on the eModels page you see advert for tonight's show, don't watch it tomorrow because it was tonight.
Yes.
Or you could watch it tomorrow for the viewing hours.
You could watch it again.
Watch it again.
Yeah, that's true. It's all income, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So what have we been? Have you two been up to anything this past fortnight? I've been painting the Titanic, doing things.
I have been building lots of Space Marines and still trying to get some time to paint the Imperial Knight, which I keep not getting time to film. So I'll get round to that. But other than that, not a lot of time at the bench though, because it's been just too warm and other things taking me away from the bench, which is my problem at the minute.
I thought it was pretty good this last week. The sun was out every day. It was glorious sunshine. So I thought I'd do a bit of fell walking. And the day I went fell walking, it threw it down. So that's
right.
the latest trick for you.
Chris. When are you going to do your next eModels build? He said,
At some
quartering
point,
in publicly
I
on
will
the
do my next
telly.
eModels build. Yep.
The public are waiting. I keep getting asked when you're doing your next build.
I keep having a look through the site and nothing's just jumped out at me and said, build me. So
I'll just mail James and get him to send you the door, shall I? Shall I just
send me something. Yeah.
You really do need to wait for that inspiration to come, and then sort of you think, yeah, I could do that, and then it comes, and it take about 3 or 4 years to do it. But
yes, yes.
But it is progressing. I have done bits and pieces of it. I spent about a week masking it all up, and then 10 minutes to paint it. And then it didn't work very well because all the paint leaked underneath the masking tape. So.
You should have taken 2 weeks to paint it, to mask it. That would have been.
I told you, Ted, don't use a paint roller. I know Colin has been uploading his motorbike build to the eModels channel, so I don't know if there's a new episode on there. There should be. Of course, he's poorly sick at the minute, but he normally does a show on a Wednesday, so I don't know if he'll be doing a live stream this Wednesday with Dave. But stay tuned, keep an eye on the channel, make sure you hit the notification bell, because if Colin's back home and doing his Wednesday stream, he'll make sure it's scheduled in.
Yeah.
If not, Ted might come and do some Titanic, you never know.
I have been planning to do some, but I planned to do some last week, but things overtook me in the house in real life. But you never know. I just usually pop up with like an afternoon's warning, just put it up on YouTube.
By things he means Mrs. Ted, because the worst thing Ted can do any day is actually make it look like he's not got anything to do, because then that's the worst outcome. It's like a Venus flytrap. Oh, you're free. Ah! Put this shelf up, paint that wall, do this.
Yeah. But what you're going to do today, and you don't like to say, well, I'm going to go up in the workshop and sky for 3 or 4 hours. Oh, well, you do this for me. Can you put that shelf up?
I need a joist. What?
Hopefully, if the grandchildren don't come tomorrow, because the nursery was shut today, so we'll see what we can do. Yeah, but keep a lookout. Has anybody else got anything on the bench at the moment that they're planning that you haven't told us about? Do tell us. We've got 5 minutes or so. What do you plan to build, or what's next on the bench for you? Candy says he's watched Colin's bike video. He did a fantastic job, as always. Yes. Candy's cleared the path to his bench as well.
Clear of path.
Yeah, that's it. So you sometimes you come up to your bench and you think, I really need to tidy this up. And you never guessed.
No. Kenneth wants to know, Chris. Kenneth, nice to see you in chat, Kenneth. Not heard from you for a while. When did you last airbrush anything, Chris? Your spray booth looks like a storage area.
That's because it's a storage area at the moment. Yes, it's been a while. The airbrush is still down here. It's already ready to go. But yeah, I think I cleaned it last time I used it.
People are pining for your makey painty stuff.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
take
the
long
thing
to
about
empty it out.
that's the thing about airbrushing, isn't it? You do your airbrushing, it only lasts 5 or 10 minutes because that's the airbrushing done. You put it down, and then it's not until you've gone to bed at about 2 o'clock in the morning you think, I didn't clean the airbrush.
It's always the way. Or I forget to clean my brushes. I'm like, oh, I didn't clean my brushes. They're going to be rock hard in the morning. They only cost me 40 quid. Oh, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I've got some. So into the brush cleaner it goes.
Kenneth's painting orcs. He's started painting an orc arm.
Nice.
I'm sure it's going to look awesome. I haven't got any reminders about the streams, to be honest, says Kenneth. Yeah, YouTube's not exactly brilliant. As long as you hit the notification bell, it might eventually send you a notification. I never get notifications, but even though I hit all the bells. Yeah, so it's not
I think
exactly
you've got to enable them in your emails, haven't you?
I don't know.
Yeah, you sometimes get a notification about a thing that's just finished. It's like,
Yeah, I got a notification about my own stream a week after I'd done it. So, I mean, clicking the bell increases your chances of getting the notification, but it's not guaranteed to get the notification. Dave Cardboard says, that sounds like my school holidays. I thought I'd be playing football for a fortnight, but Mum had other ideas. Paint the hall on Monday, spring clean Tuesday, annual bath on Wednesday. Bobbins thinks Chris should build a model train.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
All the noises.
Paul Lewis, next on the bench after the Ferrari would be a Warhammer Necromunda, Cargo 8 Ridge Hauler and Trailer.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, you got that right, Ted.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So, any ideas what you would like to build, Chris? Anything?
no, I don't know. I feel like I should do something in 144 again because it's been a while since I've done anything in that my chosen scale. But everything seems to be planes, and they're just a bit dull.
You are limiting yourself to that scale, really, aren't you? Because it's that or Gunpla, and they haven't got Gunpla in stock. So
I'll find something. So something will turn up.
Maybe a different scale.
I've done a different scale. The last couple I did the foot.
That's true.
I did the last one I did was the car. That was a.
You did an 8-to-1 face or nose or something, didn't you? Or something.
I tell you what, I'll send you all the lifeboats. There's not many of them. All the lifeboats and the photo etch for the Titanic. You can do that. And then
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, nah. You just become a naturalised Australian.
Yeah, no, mate, no.
Or Kiwi. Kenneth got 15 Games Workshop kits the other day. Cool, that'll keep you going for a while, Kenneth.
Yeah, but what kits?
Yeah, Games Workshop kits are always the right answer
as well. So yeah.
Don't forget, folks, eModels do now stock at Games Workshop for all your Warhammer needs. I will at some point get this Imperial Knight Canis Rex finished and painted and filmed. And then when I've done this for eModels on their channel, I shall say now, I will get James Mate to send me Anne Baneblade. And I shall paint Anne Baneblade for the eModels channel. Because of course I'm going to paint an Baneblade for the eModels. Of course I'm going to do it. So when I've got that filmed and painted, I'll show you that now. Nice metallic, look at that. A little bit of airbrush shenanigans and it came out nice, that. So when I finish that, I'll do a Baneblade for the eModels.
Kenneth, can I show any of the boat? I can. Kenneth, come with me and I'll show you some of the boat. What I've been doing.
Come on, come with me.
Come with me and we will
on a journey into regret. I mean,
he's not going to start singing, is he?
I'll move the camera down a little bit. So yeah, there we go. That's the mic.
Oh look, there's little Ted.
That's not part.
We still need to make a moustache for the little Ted, don't we?
Careful how you move that camera, though, Ted. You know what you said earlier.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
When in town.
Yeah, it won't go any lower. I promise you, it won't go any lower. But this is what
to all girls.
I've had to mask all of the guns.
God, don't bend it.
for this. So I've got some
He's
lights
broken
to
it
put
now.
in there. Yeah, that'll be on the next live stream.
I don't like the way that bent when you picked it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
Yeah, it all goes together. And this, then I've got this to paint as well. White again. That goes on there. Does it? No, that goes on there like that. And then this goes on the top
Oh, it's bending. I don't like where it bends.
like that.
That's
And
like Chris
I
with his
won't
wheel spokes. Oh.
Yeah, I won't give too much away because I'll have nothing to film if I show you all now. And
I
that
think
goes
most
on
people
there.
know it sinks, Ted. You can't really spoil the ending.
Oh, that's right. He's allowed to bend it because it's going to break in half anyway. So
That is-
it's fine.
That is,
Harsh but true. Too
that's
soon?
a
I don't know.
superstructure there. That's a superstructure anyway. And then, yeah, once we get this done, we can start working all the fixtures and fittings.
It's really weird, but with all the buildings being white with the grey roofs, it looks like some kind of like lower Arctic Circle village,
I was just thinking it was some sort of dodgy housing estate. Yeah.
Greenland or somewhere, or
Yeah,
the little buildings.
that's it. And it's quite weighty, but because I can work on this, it's a little bit easier to work on the bench than having the whole hull. But anyway, that's it. Yeah, that's what I've done
Mm.
so far. So I have been working away in the background.
Jeff at Candygram says, coincidentally, this is what happened to the real Titanic.
Yeah.
Also says it's looking great.
Dave Carbot says he knows what it means about being retired when he. Where's it gone? Where's my mouse gone? Oh, I know he's been retired. I thought it's great now. It's model making paradise. But the wife keeps finding DIY jobs. Yes, that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Kenneth says, are you putting lights in it, Ted?
It's got lights in it. That's what I'll be showing in the next live stream. I'll be doing some lighting in the back of it, sort of catching up as pieces go on. It's a matter of doing enough on it that it's of value to show you doing something.
Yeah.
It gets a bit boring just watching me gluing things together.
Arthur wants to know if you've got a local duck pond you can try it out on.
There's a model boat pond where I work, but it won't float because the ballast and everything's all wrong.
Just
People
like the
have
real
made
one.
it into
Too soon? Again, with the...
Is that a spoiler? Is it not really? No.
yeah, Chris just comes out with these things.
For those watching in black and white.
Oh, yeah. I do know people have turned the model itself into radio controlled, so yeah, it can make it float if you want.
Paul Lewis wants to know if it comes with deck chairs.
It does come with deck chairs. It comes with deck chairs and it comes with benches and everything. Yeah,
Does it come with a band?
playing on the back. I'll put
Comes
a little.
Comes with a little band and a little Arduino board, and if you press the button to play the band, they just keep going and going. You can't turn it off. You see what I did there? Are you proud of that?
Do I need to bend it to get it out of the loft? I think it will just go out of the loft.
I
might have to take the loft. I might have to take the loft ladder down and lower it down on a winch.
It'll be the one thing that after 5 years, Ted finally gets a dormer window put in the loft. After complaining of the heat for 4 years, he finally gets a dormer window put in the loft just to get the Titanic out of.
Yeah,
And then they'll
that's
move
it.
house.
Yeah, the fitter will come to put the window in, and while you're up there, you couldn't take this down.
Just do you have any kind of like crane lifting equipment?
Yeah, get the crane company to come round.
Dave Cardboard, I think there's a conversation going on about sheds and things. Dave Cardboard says, I can only dream of having a shed. My home is a little flat. Though living alone, this whole thing is a man cave. I thought about getting a garden shed to make it into like a building thing, but damp, cold, wet, and spiders. No. And in the winter, it's going to be minus 400 degrees. No. No.
Yeah, there's a knack to sort of insulating. You have to buy a proper shed, spending lots of money, and then insulate it, spending lots more money.
You may as well just make a bunker. You may as well dig the garden up and make a bunker underground. It's just cost about the same.
Do eModels still stock the Titanic as Ted has had it for years? Yeah, they do still
Yes.
stock it. The price has probably gone up quite a bit since I bought it.
Or drop massively, one of the two.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't be as popular now as it used to be all them years ago.
It's probably a new tooling by now, Ted. You've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, yeah. Trumpeter have retooled it. It's a totally different boat now.
Yeah, it's the Lusitania now.
Oh, Dave Cardboard, he's got spiders too. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. On that note, there was the road, the main route in and out of Barrow came to a total standstill the other week.
Because of a spider.
It came to a total standstill for about
Massive
4
spider.
hours because the traffic lights had stopped working, and they found it was a dead slug on the sensor.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
There was a dead slug on the sensor, stopping it working, so it wasn't detecting when cars were there. So yeah,
I had to throw a slug out of the kitchen the other day, and it was there on the floor, and there was like a grain of rice on the floor, and it had gone straight for that because this trail went straight from the hole in the wall. So it was quite happily munching around this grain of rice. So I've got a special slug spatula. It's just a little thing I pick them up on, and I take them outside and throw them out. So I picked it up with this spatula. It would not let go of this grain of rice. It's like I'm not letting go of that. I'm taking it with me. So I took it all. This thing was huge, like that long. Got it outside and gently put it on the grass, and it slid away. It's still chewing on its bit of rice. It would not let go.
If you've got a big spatula, you're not giving it.
Well, sometimes if it's raining, I'll go out and go huff and just fling it in the garden. if it's raining, but if it's not,
No slugs were harmed in the making of this video.
Much.
Yeah. Anyway, it's 10:05. It looks like
Cracker Jack. Oh no.
Come to the end of another eModels evening. Again, we got to the end. We managed to keep talking throughout the whole hour.
I know.
Yeah, we were flagging a little bit, but we got there in the end. So I think we'll leave it for tonight. I will go now. I'll go and have some tea because I haven't got.
Me too. I've not had mine yet.
Yeah, because I've just got in from the kids and things like that. I think I will go and put the kettle on.
Ooh.
And while the kettle's boiling, I'll have a gin.
Sounds like a plan.
Accidental. He'll go and fill the kettle with gin and then just put a cup of water in the bottom.
Boiled gin.
Don't know, that'd probably evaporate.
You'd probably go blind, Ted. I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, it'd just boil the alcohol away, wouldn't it?
It's water, basically.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Don't forget, if you have come along and just found us by accident on your YouTube recommendations, come along again next time. Click the like and subscribe button and tick the reminder bell, and you hopefully get a reminder when we do go live.
But don't forget, we'll be back in 2 weeks because we're on the 2-week schedule.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll be all 4 of us again next time as well.
Yeah. So
get well soon, Colin.
Hopefully, yeah. So everyone, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. Don't forget, if you want anything, go across to the eModels site. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Chris, button time. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.
Adios, amigos.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, we should have.
Like and subscribe.